Okay, welcome to another episode of Most Man. How y'all doing out there? Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, smash that subscribe button. We're on Rumble. Come on over to Rumble now. On iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. JoinTheMen'sClub.com is the website. Contact at JoinTheMen'sClub.com is the email. So what is up?
What's going on, man?
Weather.
Weather.
We were just talking about time change, man. It screwed my whole program up last week.
I'm pretty sure at this point it screwed everybody's week up.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. No, ever since the watch party, I mean, it was that and my son and his friends, they contribute a lot to that too. So.
Oh, yeah. Getting hit from all angles over there. Yeah. I don't know. I'm used to waking up whenever like the sun's just coming up, you know, you get that blue in the sky. I mean, I have my alarm set, but the sun's beating my alarm, so I'm just used to that. So I beat my alarm. But now my phone died and slept right through it. I woke up and it's bright outside and I was like, oh shit. I look at my clock, it's like late as hell. I was like, this sucks.
Well, that's why I was so tired yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was falling asleep when the sun was coming up.
Jeez. Oh, and you've sprung an hour forward too, so you're probably like extra tired.
Yeah.
Because the sun's coming up later.
Yeah.
So you were up even later.
Yeah.
Damn.
My son and his friends, it's spring break, and they think it's spring break for everybody. But, man, they woke me up at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, man, I was pissed.
What day was that?
Monday night.
Monday night. Oh, God.
Yeah, and I had to be up early, dude. Like, I needed to be up, ready to be on the phone at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Spring break, baby.
Yeah, so no, I kicked that habit and made them, it was like, you can find somebody else's house to do this at. You can do it at mine. You know, they all think I am pretty easy on them. You know what I mean? But I can handle them for one night, and then I'm done. And I had 3 nights in a row of just different people showing up at my house. And I'd wake up in the morning. If they didn't wake me up, I'd wake up and there'd be a different kid on the couch every morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a party pad?
Well, and it's like, so I have to transfer my work outside because, you don't want to be rude and just but I'm not worried about it. I told him, I said, I'm not changing my day for y'all. You're getting up when I get up. So,
yep.
No, but when I kicked him out the other night, I locked him out. I scared him so bad. I came out there and I was like, get the fuck out of my house. They're like, whoa, what's going on? I said, get the fuck out of my house. And I even woke up the neighbor. And once they jumped up like freaking ants, dude, or like flies off shit, and stormed out the front door, and I locked him out. I said, call your fucking mom.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How many people were over there?
5.
Yeah, they heard that dad voice. They're like, oh, here comes the thunder.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was the third night of me being bombarded with kids, number one.
Okay.
And I've told him, I said, the last time that it happened, I was like, this is the last time that y'all will do this at my house. They didn't leave a mess, but one time I woke up and there was Whataburger everywhere and just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And they always take my phone charger too.
What?
Oh, they'll take my phone. They'll take my phone off my phone charger and take my phone charger over to the couch.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like take it and like leave with it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but
still,
when they're falling asleep, the end table's got a plug, a 110 outlet in it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And I wake up looking for my phone charger. It's either in my son's room or it's but he knows not to take it. Man, I was pissed.
That sucks.
I think I got that under control. So.
Damn. Yeah, you should charge hotel prices for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, $115 to stay that night each.
Well, and they'll just go through your refrigerator like it's just there for them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, because you've seen my refrigerator. It's yeah, it is organized.
There's little pieces missing, like
Yeah.
or the whole shelf is gone.
Well, no, and they said something to me the other day. They were like, "We're out of Dr. Pepper," and I said, "You're out of Dr. Pepper."
Yeah.
I'm not out of Dr. Pepper. I don't drink Dr. Pepper.
You just made me think about your old company.
Yeah.
We're out of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. But yeah, these kids they're good. They're good kids, but it's like, man.
Is it the dirt bike crew?
Yeah.
At least they all stick together.
Yeah. Well, and it was a special. This is special because one of his friends, his name's Garrett. He was like a fixture in our house our whole life, or my son's whole life. They've been best friends forever. So, but his parents split up, and he had to move to New Mexico, and so whenever he comes into town, it's a big deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why that was going on. But I mean, like I got emotional when he left, man. It was a big deal, So yeah, but that's enough of that. They know now not to fuck around in my house.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of them. I woke my neighbor up, and she said she poked her head out the window, and they were all running up the road, barefooted. Some of them barefooted.
Oh, that's a gravel road too, isn't it?
No, it's asphalt.
Is it asphalt? Okay, I saw it once, but I couldn't remember. Oh, that little turn-in thing.
Yeah, was gravel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What'd you do? Did you bust open the door, slam it against the wall?
Yeah, I opened up my door, and before I made it down the hall, I was already screaming in the hallway.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was it like a the Kool-Aid Man when you bust through the wall?
Yeah, no,
but
no, they knew I was awake. Yeah. I think I slammed my door.
Yeah.
I slammed my door on the way out.
Yeah,
and where the office is right there by my room, where the studio used to be. Without all this soundproofing in there, that room echoes like big time, and that's the wall that my neighbor's bedroom, and her head is right up against that wall, and I was fucking yelling.
Oh, the bedroom's right there.
Well, where we used to have the TV?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this wall right here behind me is her bedroom wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And there's zero. You can hear every word. I can hear every word going on in her room. You can hear it. Dude, I don't talk in a soft voice anyway.
Yeah.
But when I yell, it scared the shit out of them, and rightfully so.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Little bastards.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of little bastards, you hear what's going on with TikTok?
The ban, the bill that they're trying to pass, or I guess Congress just passed it, I think, didn't they?
Well, it went through the House, right?
Yeah.
It flew through the House.
Yeah.
But so Trump was for it for a while.
Right. Well, he wasn't for this bill. He was for banning TikTok.
Well, but now he's saying no. But think about it. If TikTok gets banned, all that business goes to Facebook and Instagram. That's why they're trying to pass it, because it goes in their favor.
Yeah. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Well, there's it gives them authority to, I forget the exact rhetoric. I got a briefing on it. It gives them the authority to actually it's Washington, D.C. itself that gets the authority to shut down websites that, which is weird as shit, right? They get to shut down websites that are promoting propaganda. Meanwhile, MSNBC and CNN is telling you about it. The propaganda news outlets that we have. So if this passes all the way through, they're going to be able to shut down X, Rumble, websites. It's different because you remember back in the day when there were app issues and they were like going through like Google or Apple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then they were like Google Play or Apple Store, they could like remove your apps, right? But somehow that's not as effective anymore. But this is going to allow them to remove websites, propaganda websites.
That's fucked up.
And what do we know about the left? All they do is lie. They are the authors of misinformation, but they say that you're speaking misinformation.
Right.
Yeah, dude, this is
So
bad.
that's worse than censorship.
Right. No, it's like real life fascism. So, but you were right though. All that's going to funnel back into Facebook,
which is going to give them more authority and
right
in the hands of somebody we don't need that kind of authority in.
Yeah, because this, yeah. Remember the breaking out of the fence thing we always talk about, right?
Right.
Well, they still have the fence over Facebook. That general public over there, they haven't climbed into Twitter. They don't download it. They don't go into that world. It's a corner of the internet for them that most of them don't get into.
How could they shut down Twitter or Rumble?
The website.
The website or the actual...
The website.
Which controls everything.
www.x.com. www.
But does it shut down the platform?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's scary.
Yup. They're coming. The commies are coming.
Well, that's what...
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to catch all of it today, but that's
there's a shitload of it into it. So like you have to spend a week and a half having 100 people read it. You know, it's always bullshit. It's always so much pages you can never decipher, and you have 24 hours to decide on it. So none of us can ever know what's all the way in it until like 2 months after it's been dropped, and then you have to comprehend it. So I mean, you have to be like a 200 IQ to even like process all the pages.
So I know the answer to this question, but you could probably confirm it better than me. The government controls the internet, right? The government owns the internet.
Basically.
No, but I mean, because the internet was used for the government before it was allowed to us.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So they started it.
Yeah.
So they own it.
Yeah. And if you ask for source, go fuck yourself. We're just talking about the truth here.
So, damn.
Yeah. Basically any technology we get, it's like something they're tired of or they're just ready to release. They beta test that shit way before we ever get our hands on it.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that. I understand that, but I'm just trying to think of. Because they're getting desperate because they know they're going to lose.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're the move that they're making right now is. I mean, it is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, it's them kicking the fences down, basically. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they know it's coming.
Yeah.
They know what's coming. Like the secret's out. I mean, it's even the idiots are awake now.
Yeah.
It seems like, I mean, they may not be as awake as we are.
No, it is. It is what it is.
But it's out.
Yep.
Did you hear? So Tate got arrested again?
Yeah, he and his brother, right?
Yeah, but they just got detained for 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
And it's for.
Was it a Romania again?
No, UK.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It was UK because they were saying they did. Well, actually, do you remember what it was about?
It's something like sexual aggression or some shit. Like
No,
it wasn't. It's not even any kind of charge. It's like
it's not the trafficking thing this time.
No,
right? It was
no.
like sexual assault.
No, because they were let off suddenly. Just let off house arrest. Got all their shit back. He got all of his cars back and all of his stuff. And they said when this is over, and this is why, as Timmy calling, he announced this before it happened. Just how he announced what was going to happen in Romania. But point was they were doing podcasts more than anything, and he said when this is all over with, he said, I will release the name of the company that tried to silence me. They offered him $50 million, and he turned it down. He said, when this is all over with, I'm going to announce exactly who it is.
Wow.
So the UK is just trying one last ditch effort to, and it's all bullshit still too. So I don't know if his charges have officially been dropped, but it kind of looked like it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he got arrested. I didn't really see that coming because he talks about his 3 steps, right?
Yeah.
Canceled, arrested, murdered.
Yeah.
But there's also like they do work in 3s like that, but there's also like another layer of 3s that they work too. So maybe they'll arrest him 3 times and then they'll.
Well, or he's like, look, I'm not going to shut up, but I'll tone it down. Just don't fucking kill me. Because if you noticed, he's not as brash as he used to be. I mean, he did get a little bit wild there for a while because they were like, oh, shit, the old Tate's back. And I think that was right around the time, it don't matter.
I can't promote no taco casa in here. It's just delicious. But yeah. I think he's trying to speak more in a general public's mind frame so kind of bring them back up again.
Well, he's already built what he needs to build. He just needs to maintain now.
Yeah.
It's gonna morph and snowball. That ball's already rolling. He doesn't have to sell that shit no more.
Yeah.
He can just maintain, keep it on the road, and it'll grow no matter what.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's crazy. And then there's something else going on that was, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would love to. Oh. The company that did this, he was like, look, we're offering you this money because you don't understand. And it's all these companies that advertise, I'd love to know, but let's go. We know the big ones in the military industrial complex, but there's also all the other big corporate, I don't want to, but all the banks, all the bullshit, the insurance companies and all that bullshit, right? And they're saying, look, I don't know, I'm not going to say the NFL specifically, but like all this, like look at Mr. Pfizer. He got $20 million to take those 2 shots. Was it 2 shots of water? I don't know. But if you watched any football, when I was on that cruise, every other commercial is a Pfizer commercial.
Yep. It's everywhere.
But the company that was trying to buy off Andrew was like, look, this is the deal. We spend way too much in advertising on our what we're pushing. You're fucking it up. So we're going to pay you to shut up. Like you're now denting what we're spending. And it's all a corporate America.
I wonder who that could be.
I wonder who it could be, but I mean,
company bigger than we know. I mean, BlackRock even.
I was going to say BlackRock or Vanguard.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, if we're both thinking the same thing, it might be close.
Well, their name is always on the list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you find out who's actually funding shit, campaigns, messages, I mean, they're always on the list.
So I wonder what's he screwing up more? Like, is his rhetoric screwing up this business, or is his like university screwing up colleges or something?
It's his rhetoric. There's too many young men listening to him.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. That's a good starting point if we want to try to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He's been saying everything that he's said for all these years has turned out true.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he'll release it whenever he can, and he's going to.
We could probably never guess it.
Mm-mm. But even Tristan they interviewed Tristan about it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, we sat down face to face with him, and it's just like that whole Russell Brand shit, when you got that kind of money, and that kind of there ain't no way you're gonna rape a girl.
Yeah.
You don't need to rape a girl.
Nah, it's regrettable sex usually.
Yeah, it's for Puff Daddy to deal with.
Damn. Yeah, actual rape.
Huh?
Yeah, actual rape.
Yeah, boys and girls.
Oh, God. That dude's disgusting. You know, you always hear about those stories. Well, if you want to make it to Hollywood, you got to do some real dirty things, and it's real bad and evil. But then you, like, listen to all the people who are actually doing it, and you think they're great artists. Like, oh, wait. That's the guy doing all the things that you were scared to death of? Why are you supporting that shit?
Well, they do it for money, man.
Yeah.
They do it for money and fame and all. I mean,
yeah.
But I just couldn't. That's the whole Cat Williams thing, man. I mean, I think I know the question to you, but I mean, for me, I'm not taking it up the ass for any amount of money. Or, you know what I mean?
No. Fuck no. No. That's, yeah, because the reason they pay you so much is because that's priceless. That's what Puff Daddy, he said somewhere, he got caught saying it. He was like, I'm not gay. It's about the power. Like, this is what you're willing to do. You're willing to gobble me up so you can be famous and get money. It's power. Like, I'll always be above you kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty gay.
But that, if you listen to all Cat stuff that he's been saying over the last 10, 12 years, it all goes back to that exact same thing. Arrested 36 times and never charged with nothing.
I didn't even know that. I saw him say that recently.
Yeah, he was arrested 36 times over this. When it first started, like when he was first, like, opening up the can.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they did to Dave Chappelle. They said if you don't sign this contract, or if you don't sign this contract, he's like, I'm not signing that contract. Y'all are making 90% of the money, and I'm making 10.
Yeah.
Right. But they said if you don't sign, he's like, I'm going out on my own. He said that by the time you get back to wherever he lives, like North Dakota or wherever, somewhere up there. So by the time you land, everybody will know that you've lost your mind and gone crazy and you're addicted to crack. And that's exactly what they did to him.
Yep.
What they did to Barbara Walters. She was dead quick. So that was another thing that I was on. That is, I don't know if we've said it on the podcast before, but like Ice Cube's coming out too, because he wouldn't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're going to turn down a $10 million role for not taking the vaccine. He said, yeah. No, I'm not. But where I found this, and I've done research on this, and it is true. All these record labels and all that part of Hollywood and all that music industry, they own all the prisons.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's a
and they have a system. They have a system to keep the prisons full.
Yep.
And look at California. The whole California gang thing, man. That's just that's an easy system to keep people in the system. And it all comes back down to rap music. It's all about down to So hell yeah, they're promoting that.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
Of new breeds.
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing that I'm catching on to. I've caught on to it through, like, especially this last week, just trying to fall asleep. Like the couple of nights that I've. Thank you, Quinn Mahoney, for waking me up. All those, but at any rate, that's what this whole thing down to the border boils down to. Is the black people have figured out what's going on in their community, and the Democrats are scared. Okay, so they know that the black Black America's waking up, okay, and seeing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not putting up with the bullshit no more, okay? Well, that's why the border's wide open, is to cancel their vote, because they're voting now. And they're not voting the same way they used to vote the last 10, 20 years. They're starting to wake up. A lot of them are for Trump now. But the black people are figuring out this whole new border crisis thing is to cancel out their vote on our side. And then that's a whole new pool of criminals to go into the system.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Sick. That's fucking sick.
No, it's evil. I mean, it's hell on earth, basically. Our own form of it. Yeah. Evil exists, man. There's a pastor I listen to. I can't remember what his name is right now. I've only heard him a couple of times, but he mentions that we're in the highest part of hell and the lowest part of heaven. But it's like this zone that can't be infiltrated, but it can be influenced by both. That's why we have hell on earth, and that's why we experience heaven while we're here too. All the beautiful things, all these evil things that exist that should never be here, because we're caught in the middle of the two. I always thought that was a really cool analogy.
No, that makes sense. That's a very good analogy.
When you look around the world, you can see it. You're like, wow, devil's really here. They say he's the prince of this earth, but Jesus is the king of it. So they're both here too, but they're influence it, not here. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So another thing on that, speaking of like all these, like TD Jakes and all, have you heard of what?
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's disappointing.
Well, he's the one that I'm not saying he was the one that started it, but like all these high power, what do you call them? Evangelicals? They're evangelists. What?
I always have a little trouble identifying the evangelicals.
Well, no. What do they call the guy like Joel Osteen? He's a preacher, but there's a name for it. I'll screw it up. But at any rate, TD Jakes started the whole. We allow homosexuals in our church. And there's other churches starting to say, hey, we welcome the homosexuals. And it's like,
yeah,
that's the devil disguised as you got to chop the head off the snake.
Right.
And TD Jakes is the head of the snake.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? And so I heard this. Basically, the analogy was, the snakes represent Satan anyway. They're the most sneaky animal in the kingdom, or reptile, whatever you want to call it. Just when it comes to evil, they're the most sneaky. Okay? So that's why you have to chop the head off the snake. And that's what these preachers, or whatever you want to call them, they're the head of the snake.
I like how our, when I used to work at the hospital, they used to have that staff, that shows it has like two snakes wrapping around it.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of it too. I forgot exactly what the representation is, but a lot of medicine and stuff, it's revolved around like witchcraft and evil things too. And it's really crazy. Like the Walgreens symbol, it's a pot of brew for like to mix potions and witchcraft. Like there's so much.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Dude, there's so much symbolism that's right in your face that's evil that you would never guess. Like it's a staff and two snakes, and I think isn't there something else? Are there wings at the top of that thing, or is it just two snakes?
It seems like it, yeah.
Right. I'm trying to remember in my head.
It's almost like a cross with two snakes working their way up to the top.
Right.
With wings.
That's what I think it has wings too.
I think so.
Yeah. We'll have to find an image of it. I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
But the snake symbolism, it's everywhere. Like people who are like in the psychedelic world, they say that they experience when they like leave their mind, like when they do like what is it called?
DMT.
Yeah, that's it. when they do DMT, they say they have this experience where these two snakes like go through their soul and they eat pieces off of them. But they say it's like a cleansing thing. But anybody that I know that does psychedelics is like pretty much lost their mind. So
Well, Joe Rogan does a bunch of them.
yeah.
But, well, here's another one on what you're talking about is symbolisms. The Smurfs. Gargamel, which, did you watch the Smurfs growing up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Gargamel is the one that created Smurfette.
Who's Gargamel?
Gargamel is the devil of the Smurfs.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So-
forgot about him.
Yeah, Gargamel is like represents the devil.
Okay. I remember.
But Gargamel created Smurfette, which was I guess a gay Smurf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cat Williams is talking about it that's why I was saying you need to watch the Rogan one, because he gets into that about how he knows it exact. I'd probably screw it up, but they started with it's just like SpongeBob SquarePants. Some of the shit in SpongeBob and what was the other one? SpongeBob. Well, Disney.
Yep.
I mean, they've been slowly inching this closer and closer and closer and closer and closer.
Decade after decade after decade.
Speaking of Disney, they're saying that they will. What Elon Musk is intending to do is just wait them out and then buy Disney. That's his
Really?
next move. Yeah,
Wow.
because he's okay. So you know who got that? I don't know her name. Somebody big over at Disney got fired and sued, and she couldn't afford to go up against him. And Elon Musk is funding her legal campaign.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was something big. Like she started exposing stuff, and they were like, "Look, you're not going to be able to compete with this. We got too much." And he came in and he's funding her whole legal campaign.
Jeez. Holy crap.
So that's what they're saying. That's his next move.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be a power play?
That's crazy. I would never have guessed that. Because I know Disney was like, they bought ESPN, Fox News. They had bought a bunch of things, but they've been selling them off because they mismanaged it or the reputation crashed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's obvious that they're.
Well, that's what makes sense about Tucker Carlson leaving or getting fired.
Yeah. Yep. Pulling that fence down. It's getting smaller and smaller. You can either go down with them or you can maintain your position, but you're going to break through that fence. They're gonna like, nope. It's a mind bubble, man. It really is. I mean, I don't know how we give it the right analogy, but the fence is just our best way that we've always described it here.
Yeah.
It's like a bubble, and they shrink it because it's a thought. It's like a mind bubble, right? And you only have these thoughts. There's thoughts in
The
ways of
clouds.
thinking out
Yeah.
here. Yeah, but they don't let you outside of that bubble because you get shamed. The Democrats shame you and put their laughing emojis all over your. Like, you got to get thick skin and grow through that, pierce through it, and then you're on top of them. You tell them to go fuck yourselves. That's what I do online. People get really like, I don't know. I had this one commie dude just like put the ha 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 thing on my Facebook, went through all my posts. So I took like 3 screenshots of all the different ones. Like, he laughed at my dog dying. He laughed at my girl and I getting engaged, like all sorts of stuff. He just laughed. But all he's doing is just painting it. Because people look at what are the reactions and the emojis, because they base how they think and feel based on the public perception, right? We have that female mind frame that's infected Facebook and most social media aspects, because social media stuff's really meant for women because they all congregate and think tank and circulate.
The telephone got taken away from them. They got to have something.
Right. Yeah, it's just one big attention circulation of platforms, basically. It's really all social media is. It's psychological profiles for you. So everybody is really upset when you laugh at their post or you give some kind of emotion like angry.
That's true. I never thought about it that way because I mean, women cannot live without their phones.
Yeah. They need.
Even before mobiles came out, what do you think was sitting right by them was their remote control phone?
Yeah.
And before that, it was the landline. And where were they always at?
Yep. They need attention and communication constantly. So men are like really visual, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they are too, but we are primarily visual. They're really auditory. We are the eyes, they are the ears. So words affect them like visions affect us because we see things. Like that's why we have sayings like your actions are prove more than your words, right?
Yeah.
Because we can see the bullshit you're doing versus what you're telling me. What's that saying? I heard one of my friends used to say it all the time, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
Yeah.
Right? So we can only see 50% of what we see. But everything we hear, we're like, no.
Anytime I hear people say they say or them, it's like, who are they and who are them?
Yeah.
Well, everybody. Who's everybody? I don't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
And it pisses a lot of people off. Now, when we're here doing work or business or anything, no, when in business, I'm all ears. Because that's where you learn. That's what I learned in the concrete business was when I would go to meetings. Oh, dude, their egos will not let them not tell you what's on their mind. They think they're so smart and they think they're, you know what I mean? They think they're so smart and they're just telling you this big bag of bullshit to try to get you to hook on to what they're doing, you know, and listen to their shit. If you just listen, they will tell you everything you want to know. Because they think, man, this fucking dumb guy can't even hang in this meeting. Like, yeah, okay. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
that's where I'm auditory, but yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Well, that's because you have ears to hear. Yeah, it doesn't always take eyes. Because what you're talking about is like when your thought process is real far down the road, but you've had like levels to go to. Like your brain grows and shrinks and grows and shrinks, but it doesn't really shrink. You just kind of like you get to
expand and contract.
It's a forever unfolding life, right? So you always learn something new, but then you comprehend it. You learn something new, you comprehend it.
Yeah.
So if you've only exercised your brain a couple times in a couple small areas, like then you can only think this direction. But once you've done that certain directions real far, then you can see. Then you have eyes to see because you're so far down the road, right? That's kind of the thing I've had to like be careful with teaching people things like throughout the course of my life is that I've realized like everything's like a big competition about who's been through the most, right? But there's always subjects and areas where people have been through more than you, and they've also been through more than you too. So I guess I worded that wrong. You've been through more than them in this direction, but you've been through more than them in that direction.
Right.
But when there's pain involved, it's like, I've experienced more than you, but no, I experienced here too. Like the pain is still way up here. The threshold's way up here. It devastated me too. It's not a competition, but people are so dumb and low IQ and they take it, everything's personal. No, over here. Like, you know, everything's like, no, it's me kind of stuff. So when those people have only done that a few times, they can't tell that they're like, they think that you don't understand that you're telling them a lie, basically. Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you would never figure it out. I have seen this so many times because people think that they're so different, but there's so much about us that's also the same. So we've also, like, if you take a whole group of people, they all go through a lot of the same life processes, but they think that because it's them individually going through them, that you won't ever be able to see that I'm the one going through it.
Yeah.
But when you're further down the road and that knowledge and that intellect and that aspect and that perspective, you can see that you're on like level 2 and I'm like level freaking 30.
Right. That happened whenever that competitor of mine. So a lot of his employees came to work for us. And I mean, we only worked when they first all really came, I was like, y'all come in on Saturday because that'll give us, you'll understand our systems and it's not as busy as it is during the week. And man, they couldn't even fucking hang that half a day. You should have seen the look in their faces of what we were used to handling. You know what I mean? Like we worked. We didn't pawn it off on everybody else. We just got the shit done.
Yeah.
Right? And man, the look on their faces at the end of the day was priceless. So, I mean, we died laughing. I was like, did you see, me and Boom were drinking a beer after it was all that. I said, did you see the look on their faces? They actually had to do some fucking work today. Yeah. Welcome to the real world. If you can't make it today, you're not going to make it during the week.
Yep.
And that's when we just started counting heads, and we were like, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick. Yeah. And that's when I was doing all my consulting. That was the same. It was the same thing. It was like they want to know the solutions and they want to know how to fix their problems. But when it's time to lift the skirt, it's like I've got to see everything. I already know what you're doing. You're stripping all the money out of this company is what you're doing. But I got to see where. And that's where they don't want you to see. You see what I'm saying? I mean, not that they're doing anything illegal, but they don't want to show that. Because then all of a sudden the wife's going to find out. Or the husband's going to find out. Or the brother or sister that's a partner in the deal is going to find out. You know what I mean? Or the office staff is going to be like, see, we knew this shit was going on the whole time. This is why we can't get a raise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's just the smaller form of what our government's doing to us.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So like,
don't there's nothing to see under the hood here.
It was a Wizard of Oz. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, but
same. Yeah.
Yep.
And, and that's the whole thing is that people they don't want to find out. They don't want it confirmed that they're the problem. You know what I mean? Like we did a test at Lucky's that one time, and it was a personality and a business test. And you find out exactly how people think. And that's where me and my dad used to boom, 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 boom. And that's when she came in and gave me the results. And she's like, this is why y'all fight. He lives in a fantasy world. You live in a factual world. But the good news is you just got him doing the wrong job. He's a lot smarter than what you, and he was. My dad was he was a smart guy, but in his own way. So, and that's what, at the end of every argument, that's what he would tell me. And I never was listening, talking about listening. I wasn't listening to it. He used to always tell me, he's like, I don't want to be you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not you, and I don't want to be you. My dad's the cruise control type of guy. I'm the guy that likes the foot on the gas. My dad wants to pull over and smell the roses and look at the historical markers. And I'm like, what the fuck? I got a fucking time to look at the historical markers? Why not? Not a cigarette.
Yep.
Well, you wait. Till you start shitting and pissing in diapers, we're going. Oh, yeah. So, it's a crazy world we live in, man. But thank God that the skirt's been blown off on our government. That's for sure.
I think we're even at a new analogy now. Because, okay, so we were talking about the think bubble, right? So I think too many outside thoughts have entered the sphere or inside the fence too. So that fence, some things have come back through too, and now they're like, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Say it again.
So, all right, you have the fence, right?
Go back on, you're on me.
I know, I was just keeping up with the timing. I was trying to make it look like it wasn't me doing it. So the fence, right? We broke through it. We busted through it. We crawled because they're trying to fence you back in.
Right.
The thought bubble too. But we've gotten to that part where we are like walking and everything. Like we're past it and we're kind of like on new grass, right?
Yeah.
X and Rumble. We have new landscapes, new territories where we have the thoughts of building up. We have a new bubbles building.
Yeah.
Right. Of actual reality, not the brainwashing shit.
Yeah.
So those have traveled through the fence now, right? They've come back down because we still have access to that same territory where they have to be fenced in and like slowly bringing your thoughts down so you don't talk and speak, right?
Well,
So they've come in, so they're screwed. They're gonna have to like, you have to visually think what would be their next step now. If they are able to eliminate this real estate and this real estate, X and Rumble, we'll delete those, and now y'all have to come back down here and we'll just start cutting your heads off. That would be my guess. Because if Facebook isn't banning people anymore, they're letting you say whatever because you have the option to go to X or to Rumble or wherever, and now you can just do whatever. Like they'll still tell you, you can't tweet. Most people don't tweet like this. Just move it out of the way. Nobody gives a shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
when they delete those and we come back down to Facebook, like you're talking about.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, makes total sense.
I've been talking massive shit on Facebook for like the past year, and I don't care who sees it because Facebook will fuck with you too. They'll like my girl. She got on Facebook and it threw my post to the top of her newsfeed. So the first thing she sees is the controversial shit that I'm talking about. And it upset her at first, but now she's seen it so many times, she's used to it. She's developed thick skin and the comprehension. Because at first it's emotional, like, oh, you can't. What are you saying? They're going to cancel you. There's all these repercussions for your actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, pedal down.
So they're feeling the burn, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, now they're getting used to it. Now I've normalized it. I've normalized my shit talking, and I showed that, look, these, like that dude that I was just saying earlier that put all those laughing emojis. There's 3 screenshots of it. He went through my whole timeline doing it because he's painting shame down my timeline, right? Because people know that when they come to my page, they'll see that I'm being laughed at what I said. So it makes people scared to think the same way that I'm influencing them to think. That's the concept of painting your profile like that. Like the Democrats, they're smart, but they're pieces of shit. So that's why, dude, I was going off. I was like, fuck these people. I was like, do people not understand how retarded this game is yet? So and it literally, I don't even mean this like, or I literally mean this too. Like this, I think this has to be the weakest shit I've ever seen like in my fucking life.
Yeah, but if you spend your time on Facebook and all that shit, it shows you ain't got nothing going on in your life anyway.
But everybody does, though. And people used to get like, they would act like they wouldn't get upset if you deleted them off your Facebook, but now it's so personal. It's so personal. It's such a big deal. But then they can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. In my little sphere, I can't obviously affect everybody in the world, but in my sphere, I have like a couple thousand people in there, and I've normalized my thought process. So now I'm powering forward with it, and all I can do is just hit the gas pedal from here on out. Harder, harder, harder. I need to rip that fabric of that bubble that we're trapped in so hard that it clings on, and I create a path that is so long that it's going to take forever to sew that back up, because people are going to follow that and try to figure it out. It's like they're going to chase me. I say this because I have a cousin who's like stalking the shit out of me online. He's a rhino. So they are like all about destroying me because I'm MAGA, I'm America First, Make America Great Again. They hate Donald Trump because he's like, they're nerds, right? So everything's about stats and analytics, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's gotten a lot of degrees. So a lot of books told him how to think, so he doesn't really have any like thoughts of his own or anything. So they've been stalking the shit out of me online. So I know that what's coming down my path, which is going to be the same thing for a lot of people who are watching too. That's why I'm going down this path. But I'm ripping through that bubble. I'm still down on Facebook, but I go to the other online territories too. I'm ripping that fabric and normalizing so far, so hard from here on out that they're going to have to chase me down to try to figure me out, so they can infiltrate my train of thought and stop it, because I'm influencing my family. People are starting to take my side. People were standing up for me in that post. Like, because I have a post that like, I was like, hey, can you go? He laughed. Like, I've had a couple of these queers do this. They go and laugh at my posts, and it switches the emoji, right? So the laughing goes above the like. So now it looks like more people are laughing at what I write than what than supporting it, right?
Yeah.
It's the public perception. So I wrote a post like, can y'all go hit this emoji to switch it over? So I'm teaching people how to beat them at their own game, because that is their game. If you ever go down a Facebook post and you see a whole bunch of those laughs, go click at every single comment. It's the same person doing it because they paint it. It's a game of perception. All that they've had is perceived legitimacy. So go down to Facebook, rip through that shit, do it over and over and over. You will normalize it eventually, because the humanity side of people will get tired of you being targeted, because you are the target. I hate to say like the victim thing, but you are actually the victim and the target, right? We'll just stick to target because that's what it is. But humanity in people will be like, okay, this is fucked up. Like, I've even got a black girl standing up for me. Like, she's trying to get me like, well, just block them. I was like, but blocking them doesn't delete the comment, or it deletes the comment, but it doesn't delete the emoji. So they've painted my perception for everybody else to see, who has no idea that that's what this person did. So now I'm training people to go flood and paint like my profile. I'm making them practice doing it on me, right? So now they're switching the emojis. I've taught them this tactic. So now they'll start doing that on other posts eventually down the timeline. So now I have to hit the gas pedal and power through it as hard as I can. It's game. Game can beat game.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Well, that's their that's the reason why it's so powerful today, is because they have never, we've always been just like, whatever.
Yep.
You know, take that shit and take it somewhere else. But
Yep.
now no more beta males.
Nope.
Yeah. No, we're turning the tide. The tide's being turned, and they know it. They know it, because there's serious, bigger. I mean, Bud Light, man, that's a perfect example. How much more trans shit you think they're focusing on?
Yeah. None yet.
Huh?
None yet.
We'll see.
Well, we got to keep stomping this out, though.
I know.
It's gas pedal time for everybody.
But that's what Tate was saying, is it's all those big type of companies that it's that whole ESG score. If you're not pumping a certain amount of that bullshit, your score goes down. So everybody out there that doesn't know what ESG score for business is it's equality.
I don't remember either.
But it's about equality.
It's like a social credit score, basically, for your company, right?
Yeah, and if you don't have a certain amount of Hispanic, black, white doesn't even count anymore. Mm-hmm. Just different. And if you're not pumping this LGBTQ, gay, all that community, then when it comes time to get big contracts, you can't get the big contracts. So that's why they're doing it. It's like me and Tim at first, whenever we first started doing this, because he has a cousin that works for a big bank, and he was like, he likes, but he can't subscribe. I was like, why? He said he'll get fired from work. Something will happen to him at work. And I was like, there ain't no fucking way. Yeah, they can't. And I remember this back in the concrete days. We'd go in and I'd be just like, what the fuck is wrong? I mean, it's like we have to toe the line. We have to stay on we can't have opinions on certain things. We just have to keep our mouth shut and do our job. Or you get fired or demoted. If you're not running with the circle at the top. I mean, it was the same way at my company. Like, it was a tight circle. You couldn't get in unless, you took a lot, and there wasn't very many that got in it. So I understand it, because you want to protect what you built. But a lot of those big companies, it's all about who's investing all the money. That's
what I was going to ask you. The ESG, does that involve funding for you?
Hell
also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Is it like investors, or do you
all of it?
Is it?
Investors contracts, whether it be just contract, let's just say Boeing and Raytheon, or Boeing and or BlackRock Boeing. Okay. Any of that government, not just government stuff, but I'm saying business to business. Like, let's say Bud Light NFL. What do you think? Bud Light probably went down that path. UFC just signed Bud Light.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, that's why Miller Lite's made in Texas. And they're pumping the gay shit. They've been pumping the gay shit for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I remember when they first started, I was like, man, but there's no other beer that I liked back then. Yeah. Now I've got a replacement. But what I'm saying is, it's any of those businesses, if they want Texas Ranger, just any contract, yeah. You got to support some. That's like my stepdad, for example, TCU, Texas Christian University. His whole department got wiped out. Now, it was time for these guys to retire anyway, but their whole department got wiped out with black people. And it wasn't that they couldn't do the job. It was all women, black women. You know why? I mean, theoretically, I had this conversation with this girl I'm talking to. She went to Rocket Burger, or have you ever heard of this place?
I don't think so.
Rocket Burger, or it's over in Dallas. It's over by Deep Ellum, but it's kind of in the hood. It's on the verge of the hood. And she was walking out, and this black dude was like, "Man, girl, you fine some bit." He's like, "Man, damn girl, you fine." And she's like, "What the? Have some fucking respect." And I was like, "No, that's." I lived in Alabama, in Birmingham, and I was like the only white guy there, But ended up, there's a lot of cool people. I mean, I've got black people in my family. I got a half black niece and nephew, so I kind of already knew how the black community, I kind of knew how they rolled already. But that's how they talk to everybody. I mean, damn girl, you fine? They go straight to it. Damn girl, you fine? You got a man? You looking for a man? They don't even ask you your name. That's boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, God dang, man, we get slapped where I came from talking to a woman like that. Nah, man. It's just that's just their community.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's why. Now, it's all changed since then, but you know how the old saying was, that there's a lot of, fatherless households in the black community. And there is a lot, but the roles are reversed over there. The women are the one that make the money. They go to work. The husband stays home. Or at least that's the way it was in Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. But it was normal. It wasn't like that was normal. Because think about it. If a black woman has a child and there's no dad, just like a white woman or anybody else, but if she doesn't go get a job, that kid's not going to eat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was raised by a single mother. I know exactly what it's like being raised by a single mother, but I'm just saying black women in general are hard workers, and they're good. I've worked with a couple of black women before, and they are there to do their job. Because they got shit, they got stuff, they got stuff to take care of home. They're the ones that, I'm trying to think it was one of my suppliers in the concrete business that always used to talk to her, and that's what she said. She said, I've always made all the money in our household. And I'm fine with it. There's no big deal. And she made good money. She was in accounting. Like, she would always call me and be like, "Hey, here's how much we got on the books. When can we expect a check? Blah, blah, blah." Because doing the concrete business, man, it doesn't take long to pile up a fucking bill with anybody, any one of your suppliers. And, yeah, I got to know her for a long, yeah, that's kind of, but I think that's why they do that in these corporations where you see they just replace them all with black women because they work and they're good. They're good at it. But I remember my stepdad telling me that. He said, our whole department got wiped out, and every single one of them a black woman. I said, that's why. I guarantee you that one will outwork 3 guys. That used to happen in the. Now, I'm not saying in a physical sense, but man, we'd have women poke in to want to be a driver, and more you want to talk about the fucking guys standing up at attention and it turning into they didn't want to be out, and they're coming in to try to outdo, one of them butchy women that, bull queers, coming in trying to compete, show the men that they can do. It was funny to watch because I'm not promoting that, but it was funny because all of a sudden you'd see these guys just all of a sudden every single one of them cared about their job. Man, trust me, I'm gonna be your best driver this week, and I'm like, why couldn't you do it the last year? It took a woman coming in here to get you to try. Well, it's like, okay, dude. But it's funny. It's funny to watch. Yeah. How long we been on?
1 hour, 1 minute.
Damn. Right on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get going today. I need to make it home early is what I'm saying. Got people loaning me money. I need to make sure they have what they want.
Hey, execute those tasks. Man.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm buying that land I'm buying. So.
Sweet.
But the lady that I'm submit my plans to, because we can have up to 3. So I'm getting 6 acres. 5.77. There's where one of the numbers on the 7s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're allowed to have 3 structures. They've got to be a minimum of 1,000 square feet apiece on concrete. But they just want to make sure that somebody's just not throwing up a wood shack that's going to fall down. So I don't think it's that big a deal. But I've been emailing her for the last month, man. Hadn't gotten back to me once.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's what Lee's the guy that I'm buying from. And he was like, man, he's like, I don't know why she's like that. She said, but I can't make any changes. And I think the reason why she's not getting, because I'm honestly going to be one of the first ones that builds out there. Like the power's not even there yet. All the roads are in and all the stuff is in. But she's just like, I'm sure she's probably just like, I'll put it in the file when stuff starts developing. But I will be the first house out there. Because where my property on the back, there's a dirt road on the back, and there's power back there. I can just run it right off of that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And then whenever it comes in, I can just connect to it then. Or just keep what I got.
Start your own neighborhood.
Well, that's what it is. It's everybody's got anywhere from 3 to 10 acres.
Oh, okay.
It's a community, though.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, everybody's got a piece.
Okay.
And you're spread out, and so theoretically they're lots, but they're big lots. 3 to, I think the smallest one I've seen is 3.4 or 5 acres. So
I want to watch you mow that thing.
Oh no,
I'm just kidding.
it'll be natural. It'll be natural, or I'll get me a couple of goats. You ever seen a goats clear a field?
Yeah.
Yeah, every tree you got will be pruned perfectly, as far as they can get up on their hind legs. Man,
I used to have a beach house in Florida, down in Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
And our neighbor, not across the street, but a couple of houses down, they had like a little small street. They had a goat in the backyard. They never mowed their grass.
Oh, hell no. I used to have, you never came to my house before I moved into that duplex. I had goats.
Oh, okay.
Every tree in my yard was perfect. Yeah. Oh, I never mowed my pasture. All they do is eat, shit, and fuck. That's it. They shit while they eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Well, no, they are nonstop. And man, one Billy. I had one Billy, and I had probably. I mean, I used to sell them. I would get from my nannies for the girls. I'd get anywhere from $500 to $1,200-1,500 for them. They were registered boar goats.
Wow.
Like show goats. Kids would show them, and yeah. No, my Billy, dude, I paid like close to $6,000 for him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fireman. He put out all the flames. He's a red. He had a big beard.
Really?
Almost shot that son of a bitch one day. Did I tell you this story? Yeah. I'll tell it for them. But yeah, I was fixing a water pipe down in one part of my pasture. And it was the last one on the water line, so it was kind of downhill. So I had to get the pipe out, and I had to let all the water run out from because all the sprinkler system and all that was tied to it. So I had to get that out and let it drain, and then I had to bucket it out, so I could fix it. Well, I'm down there trying to get this one, I'd already got all that done. And I'm on my hands and knees, dude. And it's right the pipe fence. And it's that 6-tier, like, steel pipe with sucker rod, which is that rod they use in the oil field, about that big around. Dude, he headbutted me in my ass and folded me in half up against that fence.
Jeez. Was he running at you?
Huh? It doesn't take but 2 steps for him to.
Oh, okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Have you ever seen them ram each other?
Yeah.
Or they'll stand up on their hind legs and boom. The rams do that too, but no, just watch if it's just they like one time. He had a son named Firecracker. Okay. And I kept him so I could breed him as well, because he was such a good looking. He had a perfectly red head, perfectly white body. And dude, he came out of his mom and just stood up and was like, "What's up? I'm here."
Damn.
Yeah. So he got bigger than Fireman. He was bigger than Fireman.
Wow.
So they used to go at it. They were in separate pens, but he knew it was his son. I mean, they know all that shit, but he was getting jealous of his son, and they broke the fence while I was gone. They broke the welds on the fence, headbutting each other so much, and then they bent the fence to get in after each other. Man, I came home, and they were fucking going at it, dude. But the mom tried to step in, is what I'm getting at. The mom tried to step in, and it took him 2 hops, just dunk, dunk, and boom, hit her right in the side of the rib cage and knocked her about 15 feet back.
Wow.
And she's probably 150, 60 pounds. Easy. What? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they're brutal, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole time my son's following me he's following me to my barn. I was like, I'm shooting that motherfucker. And he did. This is a kid that he's probably 8 years old. 9 years old. Yeah, 8. And he's like, Dad, just remember how much you paid for him. Don't do that. You paid $6,000 for him. That son of a bitch is dead. He talked me out of it. But yeah, dude, I'm surprised I didn't break my back or my neck, because he folded me the way that you would normally bend over. But dude, the impact up against that fence, I might have some video I'll show you. I'm sure I do, of them ramming each other. You wonder how they can take it, but they can. So we'll end it on that.
All right.
R.I.P. Fireman.
Yeah. Hey, quit mowing your yard. Go get a goat.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. We out of here?
We're out. You ready?
Yeah. All right, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. Come to Rumble. We are on Rumble now. They're letting us do things we want to do. There we go, Rumble. All right. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, jointhemensclub.com. Contact at jointhemensclub.com. All right. Have a good one.